Friday night took care of my weekday blues. I woke up, had breakfast, and read the news. I'm feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. But I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to do.
Hey, Toby, the show's about to start.
Oh yeah, it's a Saturday show. 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 Writing. I love to write. Hey, Otto, what you got going there?
Oh, hey, Toby. I'm just doing some writing.
Writing?
Yeah, writing.
What are you writing? I mean, you don't have to tell me. Writing is a very personal thing, and you don't have to share anything you don't want to.
Thanks for asking, Toby. I'm just writing out a script for this week's episode of the Saturday Show.
Way to think ahead, dude.
Yeah, I heard you saying that you were having trouble coming up with some ideas for the show. So I thought I'd contribute.
Well, that's awful nice of you, Otto. How do you like it?
How do I like writing? Well, you know I like writing lyrics for songs, and I like writing grocery lists for Fred, but writing for something like the Saturday Show is a little bit different.
That's true, bud, but writing has a lot of value. Thinking of an idea and committing it to paper is a really interesting exercise.
What do you mean, Toby?
Well, if you think about it, whatever thoughts you have are pretty much your own. They stay in your head until you choose to share them. Writing your thoughts down on paper can be a powerful thing to do. It's almost magical.
Wait, Toby, are you saying that if I write something down, it'll magically come to life?
Not exactly. What I mean is that writing is a great way to practice your creativity. It can help you be more confident in your thoughts and ideas, and it's a great way to... Otto, am I wearing a hat?
Yep, I just wrote it down and it happened. See? Toby, you said writing things down was magical.
No, what I meant to say is that writing can improve your self-confidence and your self-expression.
Then how come when I write, Toby is now wearing two hats, you suddenly have two hats on?
Otto, this is not what I meant.
Lunch is served, fellas. I really whipped this one up fast. 1 minute I was taking a nap, and the next minute I'm standing here with lunch. I don't even know what I made.
It was fresh fish soup, Fred.
How'd you know that, Otto?
Just a hunch.
Otto, if it's true that whatever you write down comes to life, you've gotta be careful.
I know, Toby, but look at it this way. I can write the script for the show and it'll come to life right before our very eyes.
Okay, I'll bite. Why don't we try it out? What is the first segment of the episode gonna be?
That's an easy one.
Hey, Kashi, what are you working on?
I'm making something called Blackout Poetry.
Wow, Blackout Poetry. How does that work?
So you take a piece of writing and you cover up a lot of the words. That means blacking them out. And then whatever is left is the poem.
Wow, could I read this?
Yes, please.
Okay. I see it's from a book here. And here's the poem. Remember me. Eyes shut, fingers tingling. Hear the sounds inside the moment. Was it Canada? Wow, Kashi.
Wow, that's even better than I expected.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Man, do you like writing?
I do.
So do I, so much. And you know, this episode's all about writing. Shall we see if Lexi has something for us?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, let's see what it is. It looks like a long one.
There is no way I can read that. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it says boustrophedon, which is a special way of writing. So in English, often we write from left to right, and then we start over again, left to right at the next line.
And in some languages, you write from right to left.
Exactly.
And even from top to bottom.
That's right.
So what is this?
Well, boustrophedon is when you start on one side, you get to the end of the line, you turn around, and you go back. And it literally means writing the way the oxen goes in the field.
Wow.
So when you're driving oxen and plowing, you know this. You get to the end of a row and you turn around and come back.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time.
Well, Kasia, are you ready for the winter game code?
Yes.
Okay, it's a good one this time, but there are only 2 clues.
Oh,
Here they are. It's 5 letters,
okay.
and it's a type of old pen made from a large feather like a goose feather.
Oh, wow.
So if you think you know the answer, you can go to play.aadl.org for
Big points.
big points.
I think I know the answer already.
Good job, Kashi. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Well, that actually worked pretty well.
Otto.
Sorry, Toby. It's just too much fun.
Anyways, that Blackout Poetry was really cool. Didn't you say you've been reading poetry lately?
I have been, Toby.
I wonder what it's like to write poetry. Have you written any poetry?
I've dabbled a bit here and there, but I'm sure one of our pals from the library can show us more. How about Lucy?
Hi, I was just sitting here thinking about writing a poem. I have all these ideas, thoughts, and words kind of floating around in my head, and I wanted to think about a great way to get them down on paper. A poem is a kind of fun arrangement of words and phrases that would inspire a feeling or a thought that you have. Poems can be kind of challenging. So, I want to show you a fun kind of poem. It's called an acrostic poem. An acrostic poem is a poem in which the first letters of each line spell out the place or the person or the thing that you are writing the poem about. First, you have to figure out what are you going to write your poem about. You can look around your environment, you can think about what's swirling in your head, you can think about people or things or places that you really love. I have an idea. I might write a poem about this guy. I really love my friend Teddy here. The first thing that I would want to do is I would want to write down Teddy on this piece of paper. Now that I have what I'm writing my poem about, I'm going to start to think about words or phrases that could go across this way. And an acrostic poem can have, you could have D be the first letter, or you can also use the letters in the middle or at the end of your words. So there's different ways to place your letters. So I would start brainstorming, coming up with ideas for words or phrases that go with these letters. I have a fun way to show you how to create an acrostic poem. Let's take a look.
What is it? Here's one. Here are two more. Here's another one. So, what are they?
Hey, Katie, what are you up to?
Hi, Amanda. I was just writing you a special note about today's plan.
Oh, I see you've drawn some pictures.
Yeah, I don't know how to write words yet, so I thought I would tell you in drawings.
What a smart kitty. Well, it looks like you've drawn a cat. That must be you. And a person. That must be me. And a tree. And the sun. Katie, are you saying you would like to go for a walk outside?
I sure am. It's a nice day for it.
You are absolutely right. But you know what? You using drawings to communicate with me reminds me of hieroglyphics in ancient Egypt.
That's a big word. What are hieroglyphics?
Here, let me show you.
Hieroglyphics is a way of writing that includes individual pictures or drawings called hieroglyphs used in ancient Egypt. They can be a picture of an object representing a word, a syllable, or a sound. Hieroglyphics are the oldest form of written language. The earliest use of them is dated back to around 3000 BC. Instead of using letters and words as we do today, the pictures would portray what they wanted to say. They were used to tell their stories and beliefs. They were carved into stone with chisels and hammers, or painted on wood on important monuments, tombs, temples, and statues. Most common people could not read and write the symbols. Only priests, officials, and the craftsmen who carved the hieroglyphics really needed to know how to write or read them. The first step towards understanding how to read hieroglyphics for modern people came in 1799 with the discovery of the Rosetta Stone. This large stone tablet showed Greek words next to hieroglyphics and one other Egyptian form of writing. Since people could read Greek, they could see that the tablet said all three writing samples were copies of each other. Many tried to decode the ancient language, but it wasn't until 1822 that Jean-Francois Champollion actually deciphered it. This led way to decoding hieroglyphics and learning more about ancient Egypt. Today, the Rosetta Stone is housed in the British Museum in London, where it's been most of the time since 1802. Now, you might look at hieroglyphics like this and wonder how you might translate it yourself into common English. There are many unofficial keys out there, like this one, that can help common folks like you and I figure out the meaning of some of those magnificent pictures.
Well, Otto, you're doing a great job writing the show.
Thanks.
And your hijinks seem to have disappeared.
For the most part.
So what are you gonna write next, dude?
Well, we always have so much fun writing songs together. I thought we could show everyone how we do that.
Well, songwriting is a form of writing. Can't argue that. Why don't you go for it, Otto? I'd love to see it.
Okay, well, first you gotta start with some rhythm. Drums, you're up. Now let's beef it up. Let's hear the bass. Some guitar to set the pace.
about some keyboards to show us where we're going? Can somebody get me a melody? Ha, there it is. Laying down a song with a groove so smooth. Laying down a song with a groove so smooth. Make your feet start tapping and your body start moving. There's no right way to do it. You can't be wrong. And that, my friend, is how you write a song.
What are you doing, Squeak? Squeak, squeak, squeak. Oh, what's your story about? Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, that's cool. Why haven't you written anything down yet? Squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Mice don't have a written language? I didn't know that. Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, well, you could write your story in English, or you can make up your own language to write in. Squeak, squeak, squeak? Yeah. People have been making up their own languages for hundreds of years. Let me show you a few of my favorites.
There are lots of examples of constructed languages in the world. Some are just made up gibberish, like Chewbacca in Star Wars. But did you know there's actually a science to languages and their structure? It's called linguistics. Some people love linguistics so much that they create their own rules and vocabulary for their constructed languages. One of the most famous examples is the author of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien. Tolkien created many different languages for the characters in his stories, including Elvish languages such as Quenya and Sindarin, Dwarvish, Entish, and many others. There had been a few constructed languages before Tolkien, but none were as complex or vast. Let's listen to a sample of the Elvish language Quenya.
Ai lauri elantar lassi surine, ignar unotti narve ramar alron, ignar velinti ulmar vanier mior margelissi miru voriva, andum ne pella vardo telma nulluini yassen tintelari eleni, o Mario airitari lirinen.
Another famous example is the Klingon language in Star Trek. Klingon was constructed by Mark Okrand and deliberately designed to sound alien. But it's not all just made up for books and movies. Some languages combine aspects of other real human languages, like English or Spanish, to make a brand new language. One example is Esperanto. In 1887, L.L. Zamenhof created a language that combines aspects of Spanish, English, German, Russian, Italian, and Latin, among other languages. His goal was to create a universal language that everyone in the world could learn how to speak, in order to foster world peace and international understanding. Over 100 years later, Esperanto is still one of the most popular constructed languages. If you'd like to try your hand at a made-up language, but don't know where to start, you can always start with Pig Latin, a fun language game. To speak Pig Latin, take an English word and move all the letters before the first vowel to the end of the word. Then add A to the end as well. For example, the word bagel becomes agelbay, and Pig Latin becomes igpe atenle. Pig Latin can be a really fun way to communicate with your friends.
Did that give you a few ideas, Squeak? Squeak?
Spotlight on Russia.
Oh, hello there! So you'd like to know about the Cyrillic script? Well, you've come to the right place. I was just fixing up Lexi to see if she could help us get some more information. Let's take a look. Let's get Lexi on first. Still staticky. Let's try to fix this. Let's see if this does the trick. Hey, there we go. All 33 letters of the Cyrillic alphabet as used by Russian. But you know it's not just the Russian language that makes use of Cyrillic. Bulgarian and Ukrainian and Belarusian and many non-Slavic languages as well. Let's take a look at the alphabet. It has 33 letters, but 2 of them are wholly silent. What could you do with a silent letter? Well, the silent letters tell the other letters how to behave. Why is it called Cyrillic? That's an interesting story. First, there were 2 brothers named Cyril and Methodius from what is now northern Greece. They were tasked with developing an alphabet for the Slavs. But they didn't develop Cyrillic. They developed an earlier written script called Glagolitic. It was their disciples in Bulgaria who developed the Cyrillic alphabet based on Greek and the earlier alphabet of Cyril and Methodius. Enjoy your writing. Salam.
Hi, Hazel.
Well, Lauren, I see you're being very quiet and I don't want to interrupt you, but what are you doing?
I'm practicing calligraphy.
Calligraphy? I've heard that word. That means beautiful writing, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right, it does. Do you want to see?
Yes. What? I don't see any letters here.
Correct. I was just getting warmed up when you crept up on me.
You were getting warmed up?
Yeah, calligraphy is a little different from my normal everyday writing. I have to get warmed up first before I can try making beautiful looking letters and words.
That makes sense. It's like how a musician needs to warm up before she plays a song.
Yeah, that's right. And like a musician, I have to sit in my chair just so, with both of my feet planted firmly on the floor, with a straight back, and with both hands touching my writing surface.
Wow! Making beautiful writing takes serious practice.
Yes, it's hard work and a little frustrating sometimes, but it's also really relaxing and a lot of fun. Today, I'm practicing a style of calligraphy called blackletter, which started in northern France more than 600 years ago.
Can I watch you write some letters in black letter?
Sure, you can climb up on my shoulder for a better view.
Hey, I think I saw these letters when we visited Frankenmuth.
That's right.
And many newspapers use fonts based on blackletter calligraphy. I see.
Oh, and I noticed another difference between calligraphy and normal writing. It's written much more slowly.
It is. Sometimes I can write a little bit faster. This style of writing is called italic because it started in Italy. It's possible to write in this style more quickly.
Oh, I like the look of italic. That's really elegant.
Just like with music, there are a lot of different calligraphy styles out in the world, even calligraphy written in different languages. For example, there's a lot of beautiful calligraphy in Chinese and Arabic.
Wow, thanks for telling me about calligraphy, Lauren.
You're welcome. And now, if you don't mind.
All right, I'll go. See you later.
Bye, Hazel.
Want to try your paw at calligraphy? Check out these books from the library. These are serifs. Serifs are short lines that are added to the ends of the strokes of letters. They aren't necessary parts of letters, but they can be really pretty. Here are some letters that don't have serifs, and here are some that do. Serifs.
Otto, you did a fantastic job writing this episode of Saturday Show. I can't wait till people see it. I'm sure they'll love it.
I have a feeling they already do, Toby.
Well, you gonna wrap up the show for us?
Yep, that's our show for today, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more resources, you can go to aadl.org/The Saturday Show. And if you'd like to write us a little note, you can send an email to tss@aadl.org. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time,
keep on writing. Bye!